Hi all, I'm Shria Tikoo, Senior Manager Legal at Kulfi Collective. Today I will be discussing types of IP ownership in our industry. Let's jump right into it. There are three ways in which rights to usage can be acquired: work made for hire, assignment, and license. What we often see around us is limited to the first two. The concept of a work made for hire, however, is an American concept. The Indian equivalent of that concept would be Section 17 of the Copyright Act 1957. This section talks about the first owner of copyright. As a creative agency rep, let me talk about a cinematograph film only. Now, according to this section, if a cinematograph film is made at the instance of a person, such person shall be the first owner of the copyright for valuable consideration. The practicality of this section in the agency ecosystem is very different in different circumstances. As a creative agency, we work on a variety of projects, and more often than not, we like to hold on to the open files and unused footage of the final deliverables. This is in case the client comes back for further work and variations of the same project. Opportunity cost. Another reason is that getting open files for services like 2D and 3D design and animation are more expensive, and transferring footage to the client through hard drives or cloud are very time consuming. In fact, delivering open files layer by layer is super tedious too. So, to save time and money, and to ensure we deliver the final product to the client in their budget, we do not transfer rights in the open files and footage. However, one shoe doesn't fit all. As an in-house legal, I understand that every situation will require a different understanding of ownership and/or transfer of rights. This depends on the fees payable and context and background of the content we create or use. There are multiple ways in which we may execute our projects. One is to create content from scratch, for example, a campaign. Another is to use the client's existing content or footage, maybe like a trailer. Then we have another form where we're building on an existing IP, like a music video or a title sequence, so on and so forth. I treat all situations as unique and advise my business team on next steps accordingly. I look at who the client is, what kind of services we are providing, if the client is sharing any assets or ideas with us, the fee payable to us, etc. Let's look at a few examples to understand what we do and how we do it. Number 1, creation of logos or any kind of branding for a business. In this situation, we would safely assume that the client will surely want to own all rights in and arising out of the deliverables. The rights will vest with them for perpetual and worldwide usage in any and all modes, media, and platforms, present or future. Here, we cannot hold on to the open files or charge them based on specific media and term usage. Our costing should hence be determined accordingly. Number 2, repackaging and making adapts of existing content. If this existing content belongs to other party, again, there is no point holding on to any files and giving to the client only specific usage of the final deliverable. As the original IP comes from them, and we are only adding or modifying a few layers, we should treat this as well as a work for hire. Number 3, my personal favorite, creating music videos. Here also, I have seen agencies holding on to open files and unused footage, but no label would want to take only specific usage rights for a music video. They would like to own everything, including the unused footage, behind the scenes, and all stills. They are not going to pay separately for paid promotion or digital or TV. This should also be considered a work made for hire, and the fee should be quoted accordingly. Number 4, making title sequences or sizzle reels for a movie, show, or documentary. We at Kulfi Collective have made a ton of title sequences for a lot of our clients. Sometimes they had stills and footage from the movie or the show. Other times it was an animated depiction or a depiction made out of stock footage and stock images of what was going to happen in the movie or the show. Now we can of course claim that the concept was ours, but the truth is that we're only building on someone else's IP. A filmmaker or an OTT platform, whoever owns the show, the movie, or the docuseries or documentary, would always want to own everything related to their IP. So we don't push back in these situations. Sometimes clients agree to a fee for internal or digital usage only, or usage in a specific medium. But their standard agreement comes to us, which calls the output a work made for hire output. What our commercial counterparts then say to us is that we can agree to this language as the client will be receiving a certain format of the deliverables that cannot be used in theaters or on TV, for example. However, we need to explain to our business teams that it's not about whether they will be able to use the same deliverables or not. It's about them being able to recreate it in different formats for their usage in any form. That should determine the final rights and hence the valuable consideration for any project. The last example I would like to speak about is brand campaigns. Here is where Section 17 is shown in a different light and the concept of assignment as a mode of transfer of rights comes into play. The usual process of a brand campaign is this. A client approaches us with a brief, we pitch our ideas. If they like something, they give us a go-ahead. We flesh out that idea more and we create a campaign out of it. Now, campaigns by nature are very different from the other examples I've already spoken about. Campaigns usually have a quicker turnaround time, are short-lived once live, may be created for limited media and platforms. This means our fee should be fixed based on the timeline, services, and rights, and not on the basis of whether this is a work for hire. Let's discuss the rights part of this. If a client wants to make a digital campaign, we will charge them INR 100. If they want to do a digital plus TV campaign, we may charge them around 140 bucks. Adding cinema will be another 20 to 30 rupees. The client may come back saying that it's the same thing we're creating, so why the hike in the fee for each new medium? Now this is because all service providers in this, from director, DOP to cast, animators and designers, will charge a little extra for their work to be showcased on more media than promised. For us, it's merely a pass-on cost. Also, for each medium, there may be different specifications of the deliverables. So working on that and getting that arranged is additional work for us. Now, tying the understanding of Section 17 and charging separately for each medium is what valuable consideration means. As 100 rupees would be valuable consideration for digital usage only, instead of us considering the client as the first owner, we consider ourselves as the first owner and assign specific usage rights to the client. Again, basis the valuable consideration. This means if the client wants to do paid promotion of their video for a year in India in the digital medium, we assign them a limited usage right for the digital medium for a period of 1 year in India only. Apart from that, of course, we grant them archival usage rights as well so that they do not have to pull down their content from their social media or other digital media. Now, how did this principle not work with the first few examples but worked here? This is because campaigns are short-lived. They are usually made around moments like Diwali and Valentine's Day, or for the launch of a new product or feature to their audience. Once the moment is gone, they really don't need the same video to be pushed for an extra time. Once the audience gets to know about the new product or features, the brand stops pushing the content. As campaigns are moment-specific and not relevant for life, brands decide to spend lesser money and take fewer rights, only the most necessary ones, and move on. But it's worth understanding who your client is in all situations. Governments, government-affiliated organizations, legacy brands, music labels, film producers, OTT platforms, foreign clients, etc., irrespective of the kind of project they give us, like to consider everything as commission works or works made for hire, and like to own all IP created for them. This is something we should always confirm with such clients right off the bat to avoid any confusion later on. The key takeaway here from all that I have spoken about is that while not every service provided is a work made for hire, the intent, the communication, and the context matter in all situations. Thank you.